Good morning. How are we? Everyone all right? Right then, it's going to be short and sweet. Sorry about the funny time. I know it's not our normal. Good morning. Sorry it's not 10 o'clock as normal. Bit of a busy morning here. We're going to do a really quick activity this morning because it is Ones and Twos Wednesday, so welcome. Hope you have a cup to hand. I'm using a Christmas mug. I've actually been using this all year, so it's actually coming back around to the time that it's all right to be using it. So I hope you have a cuppa or something to hand. I've literally just wolfed down my breakfast at something like 10:45, which is silly, isn't it? Very silly. But it's just the kind of day that we've had today. So I'm going to start with a we're going to do a really simple activity today because I think sometimes it's, what's the word? I've been doing some filming this morning and I completely lose my words when I do filming. I can't think straight, so it's thrown me a bit today. But anyway, so we're going to do a sensory box. Let's just go for it. We're going to do a sensory box, but the whole point of this one is for doing a filling and emptying exercise, which I think sometimes people underestimate just how beneficial a filling and emptying activity is for a young child. It's perfect for children age 1 and 2. They're moving on from those baby activities and they're not quite old enough for some of the older things like the numbers and letters and that sort of stuff. But the learning potential in some sort of sensory box or something like that is brilliant and it's fab. And if you're able to set one up this morning, it will last you for the rest of the day, the rest of the week. And I highly recommend anything that you make for your little ones, keep it out all day. And if you can, keep it out for the rest of the week, at least 1 week. Because if you think about it, before we go on, if you think about it in lots of early years settings, good morning, like nurseries, childminders, anywhere where children need looked after, if the settings set up an activity, that activity is left out for at least a week. You would normally see an activity that they've created for a week, maybe 2 weeks, if not more. And the reason behind that is one, it's nice to have lots of new activities out, but also by leaving it out, it means that your child can return to an activity when they're in a different mood. You know, if someone said to me right now, do you fancy going for a run? Well, no, really, I don't really want to go for a run. Later on, maybe I would. Maybe I wouldn't. But, you know, we all don't want to do things at a certain time of day. It depends on our mood, doesn't it? So it's the same with our children. So you may set up an activity. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Indy. Oh, thank you, Katie. So I've forgotten what I was saying now. Yeah, if we set up this activity, try and leave it out because it allows children to return to the activity when they're in a different mood. And I know lots of people say, I set something up, they didn't like it, it was a big fat fail. Actually, it's not a fail. They may just not have been in the mood of doing it there and then. They may go back and return to it later, maybe when they've had a sleep, or maybe when they've had a meal, they may be ready to play and to concentrate. You've got to be in the mood for it. Maybe if you leave it out for the week, if you can. I know our homes aren't nursery settings, so it's not as easy, and if you want a tidy home. But if you're able to move it to the side and bring it out the next day, it just means that your child is able to practice skills that they've learned. If they have been playing with it, they're able to practice and practice and practice, which is what play is all about. Or it means that they're able to return to it when they're in a different mood. So it's a shame if you set something in that looks inviting, you've taken the time, because I know I say do it super quick, but if you set something up that takes a little amount of time, save it, reuse it at least that week. My home looks like a nursery setting. Ooh, I bet it does. Lovely. But yeah, try and leave it out. Once you've set it up, leave it out for 1, if not 2 weeks, dare I say it. I know it's hard when it's messy play and things like that. It's not always easy. But I just, it saddens me when people feel disheartened if a child hasn't engaged or played with something, and that people feel like they failed or they're not doing it right or something like that. It might just be that the child's not in the mood. It might be that the child's not interested. It might be they're not ready yet, they're not old enough. It might be a few things, but keep trying. Please keep trying. Please keep revisiting things. You set this up today and they don't like it, you have it out for a week, they don't like it. Okay, it's not a fail. You've tried. That's all you've done. You can't. The worst thing you can do with play is they don't play with it. you haven't lost anything. Bag it up, save the stuff and bring it out maybe in a month or so, a couple of months, when they're maybe a little bit older and able to engage with it then, all right? Or if not, have a little think about it and make it linked to their interests. But we'll talk about that another time, because I'm going on because I said this was going to be a really quick and easy activity, didn't I? And I've already gone off on a tangent. So all we're doing, dead easy, a box, some sort of box. I'm using a clear plastic one just so you guys can see. It's easy. It's one out of one of those drawer sets. You might have a tray. A tray works really well for this. You might have a shoe box. You might have a baking tray. You can use any sort of box. It doesn't need to be a gorgeous one for looking nice on Instagram. That's not what it's all about. Play does not have to be pretty, guys. I say this all the time. Right, all I'm pouring in here is quite a lot. I'm not going to use it all. This is a big bag of giant couscous that I dyed recently. No, I didn't actually, tell a lie. I dyed it probably about, some of it's about a year old now, I think, in here. It's all different colours anyway. But for this activity, you can use anything that's in your pantry, basically. So pasta, rice, couscous, porridge oats, anything like that that pours sand. If you've got sand, mud works for this. Anything that you've got. Once you've made it, once you've bagged up the porridge oats or whatever, it's not going to go to waste. You don't need to bin it. Bag it up and reuse it again. I bag this up all the time. I just put a big clip on it. You might have some storage containers. Bag it up and save it, and you can return to it for ages. I have some rainbow rice that I made when Mason was 6 months old, and I still use it now, so it's 3 years old already. So keep reusing it. So in the bottom of my box, this is quite a lot of bags of couscous because I've dyed more over the years and added to it, but it's quite a deep box. The idea is you just want something that feels lovely. Already, because I've dyed it, I have added colour to this, so it makes it extra appealing. It makes it like a rainbow effect. You don't have to. Using it as it is just fine. So if you go to your cupboard and pull out a bag of rice, great. A bag of pasta as it is absolutely fine. So don't start thinking, oh, I need to go get a food colour, I need to start dyeing and all that sort of stuff. It's fine as it is. Use it as it is. If you want to dye it, I do have posts on how to dye it and things like that. If you've got a bit of time, it doesn't take long, but don't put pressure on yourself. All right? Yeah, pearl barley also feels really nice. Anything that you can find that feels and pours lovely. Any of the dregs of the cereal in the cereal boxes, pasta, rice, any what I call pantry leftovers. Just that stuff in the bottom of the pantry, because it feels lovely and it pours really nice. And all we're doing, simple as, is we're adding things because I want you to encourage your little ones to do lots of filling and emptying. That's it. That's all we're going to do. So it's a really simple box, okay? It might not look gorgeous for going on Instagram or Pinterest or anything like that, but the skills that they're going to be learning are going to be brilliant. So what do you need? You can use, for filling and emptying, we're thinking of containers. So any sort of containers that you've got, they may be yogurt pots, they may be egg boxes, there may be all sorts of stuff in your recycling box. Go and have a look. I bet you've got loads of stuff in there. Plastic cups that you use for children, plates, bowls, anything like that would work really nice. You might have some little pans, any little pots. Another thing that I like to use are gift bags. If you've got any little gift bags, these are really nice to fill and empty because they stand up. They stand up really well on their own, and you can add that to the box. Gift bags are really nice. Boxes, you might have a collection of boxes. I do. Can't bin a box. You know me. You've been following me long enough now to know that I can't fill a box. Really nice to have a variety of sizes as well, because then we're talking about how much it holds, overflowing, all that sort of stuff. You can start counting how many spoons it takes to fill it. A variety of different size boxes. These are jewellery boxes and bits and pieces like that. Or you may have some stacking cups from when your baby was little, maybe a little bit younger. Stacking cups are brilliant because they are so reusable. They go past the age of them being a baby. You've got a variety of sizes, so if your child's a little bit older, if we're talking about one that's going into the 2s and the 3s, you can use your stacking cups to pick out the big, the small, and a medium. So you've got a real variety of sizes there. I'm going to use a slightly different one. Can you see? You've already got yourself a little set of, sorry, Facebook, I don't know what it's doing. It's going in and out. I hope we're still on. Are we still on Facebook? Can anyone give me a wave? So you've got yourself a little set of large, medium and small, and so you can get all that language into their play. Let's fill the small one. Oh, I can see you're filling the big one. That's going to take a lot of spoons, isn't it? Let's see if we can make it full to the top or overflowing, that sort of stuff. So use your stacking cups. I really like using these. They've got lots of lovely colours, and like I said, you've got the various sizes. Then, for scooping and filling, you could have, these are a set of little scoops. They're not the strongest, they're a bit flimsy, but for something like this should be okay. These are a set of scoops from Home Bargains, about 79p, and you get 3 of these, and again in various sizes, really nice. These are also, I think, Hobbycraft have a set in, about £1, I think, and I think these might be Home Bargains as well. Any cookery departments with measuring cups or spoons work really well. Nice bright colours, really inviting, and love a lovely shape, these ones, for holding and doing lots of lovely scooping. And they also have a smaller bit at the end. Really nice, but if you don't have those, don't panic. Go in your kitchen and pull out a big spoon, a ladle, a wooden spoon, a medium spoon and a little spoon. You must have something like that in your cupboard that you can use. So there's no reason why you can be sitting at home thinking, well, I haven't got the stuff, I can't do it, because I bet you do. I bet you do have the stuff. The scoop that comes with Vanish works, brilliant, okay, use that. Yeah, any sort of scoops, any little plastic scoops that you get with containers, save them, they all work really well. But the idea is, if you have to think about the different size scoops, the larger ones are going to be easier for the younger child, and they get harder as they get smaller because it takes a lot more hand-eye coordination and a lot more control, being able to balance the things on the spoon and then being able to pull it and tip it into the cup. So there's quite a lot of skills going on there. So just think about that. Offer your child a variety of sizes. Don't go for fancy tools and things. Let's just go for scoops. Scoops and spoons work brilliantly. Lovely. Someone's saying, I'd love to do this with my little one. She puts everything in her mouth. That's why we use lots of different food types of things for these sorts of sensory boxes. So things like pasta and rice, okay, it doesn't taste very nice, but if you're supervising, you're able to stop them. But if they try it, it's actually not too bad. So you can still have a little go with it. And then, yeah, so all I'm setting out, can you see, without me tipping it all out? We've got the spoons, we've got some cups. We don't need loads of cups. Don't overfill the box with cups, because every chance that your little one's going to want to sit in the box, isn't it? Does your little one do that? They climb in, they want to sit in it. That's fine. If they do, pull their socks off, let them have a little feel of what the sensation feels like on their bare legs or on their legs and their feet. They might quite like that. If they don't climb in, don't worry. You might have a tuss spot you can sit this in so it'll catch anything that goes rolling out, because let's face it, it's not going to stay in this size box, is it, or on a tray. So if you've got a big plastic mat or something like that, or a tuss spot you can sit it in, that'll catch a bit more of the mess, which is lovely. Keep it really simple, and then the idea is that we're encouraging our little ones to fill and empty the cups. If they come to it and they don't do that, that's fine. It's about following that. They may instead realise the cups sit inside each other and start playing with those. Brilliant. They may start using the spoons as a drum kit. Fine, that's absolutely fine. Let them do whatever they want to do. However, a simple sensory box like this is really lovely, and we're encouraging them to fill and empty it, because the thing with filling and emptying, I don't know about your little one, but quite often young children like to destroy things, and they think that they will be destroying it. They think they'll be laughing their socks off if they fill it up and then pour it out again. But actually what they're doing, it's loads of mathematical skills, it's looking at capacity, it's making lots of guesses, lots of estimates about what happens when they fill the cup up. That's at a point where you can sit nearby and you can bring in loads of lovely language. You can be counting as they scoop and fill up the pots. You can be using language such as full, empty, overflowing, half full. So they're all mathematical terms as well. Get them to fill them. And then it's also something called cause and effect, which is what our little babies like to do. Just like when they drop something off the side of a high chair, what they're actually doing is they're seeing, if I drop this spoon off this high chair, will it always fall to the floor? Does it? Does it always fall to the floor when I drop this spoon? Let's try again. Okay, it's funny to get you to pick it up, but let's drop it. Is it going to fall again if I, so they're testing it out. It's cause and effect. If I do this, what happens? And it's going to be the same if filling and emptying. If I fill this up, let's see what happens, and then they can pour it out. When I pour pour this, will it always fall down? Will it ever go up? If I pour it over here, what happens? Can I pour it upwards? So all they're doing is they're playing, they're exploring, they're questioning the world and how it works. So pouring and empty, filling and emptying, pouring activities like they do with water, just as important. It's lots and lots of that, helping them to understand the way that the world works and make sense of it. So it's all their physical skills as well. If you think about hand-eye coordination, being able to use tools, balance tools as well. And not only that, as they start playing with it, it's all the physical skills, all the core muscles as well, leaning over the box, standing over the box, however you choose to do it. All right? I've gone on one there. Yeah, someone saying about having a dustpan and brush handy is always helpful. Yeah, always have it to hand and get them in the habit of sweeping up and clearing it up at the end of the activity. Try not to disrupt if they're busy pouring and emptying. Try not to stop that to tidy up. Try and do the tidying at the end once they've finished with it. All right? Okay, I hope that's helpful for you. I seem to have enjoyed that one. You forget actually that the simpler they are, the better they are, because it's all about the play and the learning that goes on is fantastic. So filling and emptying, like I said, with water. Take these into the bath tonight as well. If you do it with couscous or rice or in a sensory box, don't forget that you can take them and go and do it in the bath. Is it the same with water? Every time I pour water, is the same thing going to happen? Take the spoons into the bath as well. There's no reason why you can't do that. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. They are the most effective ones. They do not need to be beautiful to be a really effective play. All right, I'm going to finish there then, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Tomorrow is Over 3's Thursday. I've got a lovely one. I thought of it at the weekend and I'm saving it. So I really hope you like it. And yeah, send me any fan mail if you make a sensory box. I'd love to see it. Use whatever you've got at home. Don't feel like you need to go out and buy anything. That's the last thing I want you to do. And of course, if you're looking for more ideas for your 1 and 2-year-olds, we've got our Facebook pages you can go join. We've got the community page you can go join. And we've got our Play Prompts activity cards aimed at 1 and 2-year-olds. So you can go get those too. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys.